Yeah, 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 yeah. Can't wait to take highway. All the things confront me, they'll never get the best of me. All begins with Paula White today.
Welcome to Paula Today. According to a recently published article, an estimated 32% of U.S. children fit the government's definition of being overweight, and 16% are considered obese at risk for serious health problems. There are thousands of diet and fitness plans today that promise you miraculous results for millions of body types. It seems there's so much confusing, conflicting, and contradictory information, it's easy to get discouraged before you even get started. But my studio guest today is a professional personal trainer and life coach certified with the National Strength and Conditioning Association. Today on Paula, my studio guest and certified trainer Ron Kardashian reveals 4 powerful keys to making any diet, I want you to hear this, and fitness plan work for you. You know how much I value health and fitness because I believe that God has given us a life. It is a gift. And what good is your purpose in the earth if you don't feel like getting out of bed? All that is about to change for you. Welcome with me, Ron, to our program today. Ron, we're excited you're here. Yay! Help is on the way. We're so excited. Okay, so personal trainer, certified, man of God, personal transformation. Let's go there because people won't appreciate the glory if they don't know the story. How did you encounter and have a personal transformation yourself?
This is so powerful because that's exactly what it was. It was personal. And you know, health and fitness are forms of freedom, Paula.
Right.
We know that, but freedom doesn't come without a price.
Right.
There's always a cost involved with getting free, whether it's your career it's involved and your health and fitness, and very few people want to pay that price. You know, over the years, I've seen a plethora of professional athletes. I've even trained at the royalty level, spoken into a plethora of wonderful men and women of God, which I always prefer to do.
Right.
And there was a season of my life where I said, Lord, you know, they've tried every diet and exercise program. People are done away with new infomercials. They've taken every pill. There's a pill to wake up. There's a pill to go to sleep. I mean, we're on blue pills, black pills, yellow pills.
Purple pills,
everything.
Red. I know.
And so I really cried out about 15 years ago when I first launched, and I said, there's got to be a better way. And I believe that God gave me and revealed these keys to me to bring the believer and the individual into total freedom, but not without paying the price. The price has to do with reason. We're always making excuses behind the reason why we can't.
Right.
And the number one antidote to cleaning up reason is responsibility.
I like that.
Now, responsibility is a very trying word because it gets right to the core. But in fact, that's the essence of fitness. We want to make the inside strong so the outside can manifest. And really getting in shape God's way is about creating fitness from the inside out. Let's cook right. And then so we can live right. Out of the abundance of the heart, whatever's in there is going to come out. So with that, these 4 keys actually take the individual through a journey to edify any fitness program that they're on. You're going to hear me for the next 60 years saying the same thing. This is my lane of ministry.
Right.
It took me 10 years to live this and write this. It took me 1 year to put it together. But it's going to take me 60 years to finish the work that I believe God's called me to do. My heart for mankind and humanity is overflowing, and people want absolutes. We've got it.
Well, you know, Ron, what's so important, and my viewers know, and my friends and my partners know that I'm passionate about health and fitness, and for very personal reasons. In the mid-90s or so, I was doing some missionary work, had got this type of viral or whatever infection from overseas, came back, and they couldn't figure out what was going wrong with me. They put me in Mayo finally. My lungs were deteriorating down to the point that I would be hospitalized several times, 30% operation, et cetera, et cetera. So finally, I was referred, and they put me on all kinds of medication, and we really want to help someone here today because, you know, I believe where our pain is, we also find our passion and our purpose.
Sure.
So when the doctors came in and said, you're going to have to bury her 6 feet under in 6 months. She's not going to be able to do what she's doing. And it jolted me, because for the first time I said, well, what about the vision? What about nations being shaken? It seemed like my destiny and my dream had just died on me because of ill health.
Yes.
And I said, no, no, no. And I had taken for granted just waking up, feeling good, breathing. You know, it wasn't about looking good. It was just about, I took it for granted.
Sure.
So long story short, I went to a medical doctor who was 93 years old, but he was holistic. And he took an approach and he said, we've got to get your immune system. We've got to get everything on track to function the way God wanted it to. And he taught me the basics of eating clean and the basics of exercise.
Yes.
And it came down to some few basic things. I made a few lifestyle adjustments and have continued to for many, many years now that produced incredible results.
Yes.
And really, God has given you a targeted plan of 4 things that really revolutionize our fitness, our feel good, not just looking good. That's going to be a great benefit.
Right.
But having life from the inside out.
You said it. You said it right on the nose. And let me tell you what happened for all of our viewers. Let me break it down like I'm coaching you. Okay, you go into the doctors, you have a symptom. You go in and they treat the symptom, but they don't go after the cause. However, that's okay. We're not negating the medical marvels and the phenomenon of education and information. What God's trying to bring the individual is past education, past information into revelation. This is the first key. If you don't have a one-on-one encounter with yourself and understand that you needed to take responsibility for the information that He gave you, there would be no change or course of events that were altered. They would continue to stay the same. We get the expression insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. This is the motif, if you will, of the whole nation. Obesity now is the largest epidemic in the world. It's moving from an epidemic to a pandemic. Why? Because they're treating the cause, not the they're treating the symptom, not the cause.
Right.
And the cause has to move, like you did, into information, which is the gateway of communication. Now, I don't want to get too preachy here. I can't hang around you without preaching, but the key is the root word for revelation comes from the word get real. Now, we're on an information highway, Paula.
Right.
There is so much information out there, but why isn't there transformation? It's because it has to drop. The individual has to receive the information in their head, and it has to drop to their heart to have transformation. This is what we learn in Matthew 16:16. Phenomenal verse. Jesus looks at Peter. He says, hey, man, who's everybody saying that I am? Who do you say that I am? And some say, well, you're John the Baptist, you're this, you're that, you're that. But who do you say that I am? Christ is still asking the same question. Peter responds by saying, you're Christ, you're Son of the living God. He said, that's it, Peter.
So now, Ron, when you're talking about fitness and health, you say the first step to being fit is revelation,
Gotta
which
have
means
a revelation.
Get real. Bring it down to us in some practical ways. How do we digest step number 1 of revelation?
You have to have an encounter with yourself and God by yourself. We can no longer bank off the revelation of another minister or another teacher or another doctor. You understand that?
I do. So get real and say...
So if I give you a bunch of medical information and you have no revelation that will work for you, you will never transform your body.
Right.
You had a revelation because of devastation. Now, at times, this is what it takes. You're looking at the champion of devastation. 3 near-death experience that I write about in the book. Chapter 1 of Getting in Shape God's Way is my most desperate victim, myself.
Wow.
I lay it all out. The plethora of drug use, the drinking, how I camouflaged my pain with outside resources, you see. So the key is you have to have your own aha moment. Peter had his own aha moment. He said, Christ looked at him and said, you couldn't have got that from man.
Right.
You had to get that from someplace else. As I alluded to in the beginning, fitness has a price.
And
you have to seek that price.
What is so great about this is I can say to everyone, life is a gift and you have to value it. But Ron's telling you something significant. It's not until you get the revelation yourself.
You have to get
that God has given you the gift of life.
Yes.
And to value that. And when you start valuing it, then you start on the journey of finding out, how can I be the best temple that God has created me to be?